He knew the moment he saw her. The pause in his expression said it all. "You're not what I pictured," he admitted quietly. And just like that, Eleanor understood the danger of ink-made promises. Every careful sentence she had written, every detail adjusted, every truth softened. All of it was standing on fragile ground. Because the man in front of her wasn't just a lonely rancher. He wore a badge. And badges dig. The train hissed to a stop in Red Willow Crossing, a prairie town small enough to disappear in a dust storm. Eleanor stepped down with one suitcase and a name that wasn't hers anymore. She had fled St. Louis under pressure that didn't leave bruises, just threats wrapped in politeness. Her father's gambling debts had been inherited like an unwanted heirloom. And the man collecting them, Silas Crow, did not believe in mercy. So she answered a newspaper ad. A rancher seeking a wife. A fresh start. Distance. Jonah Reed had written about cattle, dry seasons, loneliness, and wanting someone steady beside him. He never once mentioned he was the town marshal. But there it was. The badge beneath his vest. And when he looked at her, something shifted in his eyes. Not anger, assessment. Still, he helped her into his wagon. He took her to the ranch, modest, weathered, but proud. He offered partnership, not ownership. She told herself she could manage the lie. She would survive. She always had. But survival changes when gunshots enter the picture. The first week passed quietly. Eleanor learned the rhythm of ranch life. Cooking, tending fences, learning to shoot under Jonah's patient instruction. For a moment, she allowed herself something reckless. Hope. Then a rider arrived with news. A bank clerk had been murdered. Jonah left immediately. Hours later, a stranger rode to the ranch. He didn't knock like a neighbor. He knocked like a collector. He knew her real name. He mentioned Crow, and he smiled when he said it. Before he could press further, Jonah returned with deputies. The stranger fled, but not before leaving something behind. A wanted notice. Her face, sketched poorly. Her real name printed clearly. That night, Eleanor told Jonah everything. The debts. The threats, the false theft charges, the running. She expected cuffs. Instead, she received silence. Then a question. "Are you done running?" She didn't answer right away, because she didn't know. The next day they married, not for romance, but for protection. As his wife, she gained standing, stability, a shield. But Crow wasn't finished. Men came at night, shots were fired. Warnings delivered. So Jonah took her somewhere hidden, an old hunting cabin tucked into Broken Hills. There, something changed. Eleanor stopped feeling like prey. She learned how to listen for hooves before they appeared. She learned how to breathe through fear. And when Crow's men found them at dawn, she fired back. One fell. The sound of that gunshot would stay with her forever. But so would the realization that she hadn't frozen. They buried the body and made a choice. No more hiding. If Crow wanted her, he would have to come himself. And he did. He rode in alone, calm, confident, certain. Crow wasn't loud. He didn't shout. Men like him didn't need to. He believed power was permanent, but power bleeds. When the shooting started, it was fast and brutal. Jonah moved with practiced precision. Eleanor remembered her training. She didn't wait. She pulled the trigger. The bullet struck Crow in the shoulder, spinning him down into the dust. This time he wasn't smiling. Deputies arrived within minutes. Crow was arrested. His network unraveled quickly once pressure was applied. Men who once stood behind him disappeared just as fast. By sunset, it was over, but endings don't feel triumphant. They feel quiet. That night, sitting at the kitchen table, Eleanor admitted something heavier than fear. "I killed someone." Jonah didn't offer comfort wrapped in lies. "You defended yourself," he said, and that truth was enough. Weeks passed. Then months. Winter gave way to spring. The ranch grew stronger. So did they. One evening, standing on the porch watching the prairie breathe under a golden sky, Jonah told her she was free now. Truly free. She didn't hesitate. "I know," she said. "That's why I'm staying." Not because she had to, not because she needed protection, but because she chose him. The woman who arrived in Red Willow Crossing carrying borrowed words and a borrowed name no longer existed. Eleanor Reed stood in her place. Not running, not hiding. Home.